Oh, is it just going? Is it just going right away? Okay. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought I would at least get a second to like be ready. Uh-oh. Well, I guess here we go. I was even going to like post about it, but now I'm just doing it while I'm live. Fuck it. I guess we'll do it live. I'll start the stream proper in a minute. How do I even get a link? Wow, I wasn't ready to start streaming. Okay. So I am streaming. I don't know how to get the link to anybody. I have not streamed to YouTube in a grip. There's a share button here. Okay, yeah, stream URL copy to clipboard. Let's see if that's it. Paste that in, head over there. Yeah, that looks like it uses my like YouTube background picture. Okay. I guess I'll post it on Blue Sky and see. Oh, I suppose I have to do that from my main computer here. B Sky. I am gonna probably bork my whole computer in an effort to make it look like Windows 95, 2000. Really, the truth is I'm going for Windows Millennium Edition, which is embarrassing because it's like arguably one of the worst versions of Windows, but the truth is that that is what I used to have and what I grew up loving. So I decided to do it on stream if you want to hang out. Boom. Okay. This is not going to be a very compelling stream. I can say that right out the jump because this is going to be like part of a bigger video for sure. So this is just like me filming components of what's going to be a video for my main channel, Wicked Interesting, all about when computer used to be fun, I think, is what I'm going to angle for. I don't know. I'll need better ideas for the title and stuff. Forgive me while I get situated too with the broadcasting software because because who knows what's going to happen here. I might break my computer, I might blue screen, I might crash, I might need to restart several times. And so to avoid having to start and restop the stream or start recording, stop recording and all that stuff, I actually have my capture card hooked up to my computer that I'm working on, the one that you're seeing on the screen here. And I'm streaming from a different machine over there. So it's a bit of a mess on the desk. I can't really show you because I have just too much stuff going on. But anyway, today I'm trying to make my computer look like Windows 2000 or Windows Millennium Edition because that was the last time that computer was fun for me. Being a kid and looking at a computer and thinking that it was this window to infinite knowledge and possibility and creativity and cool stuff. And now it has just, I spent so much time in front of a computer and so much time working with computers that they feel like work. They don't feel like joy anymore. And I wanted to bring back some of the joy simply by making it look like it used to. And it turns out that there is a whole vibrant community of people online that have been doing this for ages. And they have this website, winclassic.net. For the main video that I'm going to do, I want to do a bunch more research about the formation of winclassic.net and then also probably the history of the Windows graphical user interface. Particularly, too, like if you've watched any Wicked Interesting videos, you'll notice that the borders of everything, everything's really styled off of the Windows 2000 interface style. And there is like they did some very specific things that I noticed when I was blowing up images of old Windows screenshots to like really look deeply at things like the corners and how they handled that. It's just 4 colors. Everything always has the same background. I'm not going to be able to show you on here, but maybe I'll do that later. There's a very specific way they generate like the borders around windows. There's a lot of choices that were made aesthetically that I want to know the origin of because I'm sure that a lot of it is just born of function and necessity. But like obviously someone had to design these graphics and I'm sure it was a team of people too. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into it. I feel like I watched a video from Posey a while back. Maybe it wasn't Posey. I feel like it was Posey about like when Apple created their first GUI and then Windows copied it, and the sort of back and forth that happened there. I bet you there's a fun story there, but I'm getting sidetracked before I've even gotten started. Today, I am simply making my computer look like Windows 2000, if I can pull it off without destroying it. I've done this once before. The first time I used this software called Stardock Window Blinds, which I thought would be the safer way to do it because it's like a commercial piece of software designed to do this, to customize Windows 11 or Windows 10 to look however you want. Here, I'll play their trailer. Holy smokes. Gotta love the corporate stock music. So Stardock makes a lot of cool stuff, including Sins of a Solar Empire and other sort of games and things, but they make a lot of cool software and extensions for Windows. Window Blinds is one of them. It's kind of universally panned on the Win Classic forums because its implementation isn't super great. Like it causes problems that can persist even after you've installed it or even after you've uninstalled it. It's like, it's jankier than you'd think, and it has a lot of, like, the way that it hooks into stuff isn't as good as it could be. Apparently, according to some of the posts that I've been reading. But this was the way I did it first. If you watch those, my farting building video, I bet you, do I come up if you search Wicked Interesting? No, probably not. I only have 2 videos. Yeah, okay, and everything is just Wicked the Musical. Okay, maybe I can just type it in .com. Type it in .com. YouTube.com/@WickedInteresting. If you've seen my farting building or microphones videos, I mean, even the thumbnails have the Windows thing around them. I kind of built like the aesthetic and branding off this channel off of that. The whole idea being that I really liked the way that it looked, and to me, this is the last time computers looked fun. And so, like in this video, towards the end here, when I'm doing all this screen capture stuff, you can see that it does. I did a pretty decent job of getting it to look like Windows 95. I was really proud of how I got Windows Explorer windows to look. And this is using Stardock, and then Retrobar and OpenShell. All of those plugins we'll get into in more detail, either here or in the final video that I end up making for Wicked Interesting. Because again, this is like the harvesting process of I am streaming this to capture any sort of interesting tidbits and to get a bunch of B-roll for that main video. So I guess don't expect too much from me here. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. I've got remote desktop open on my other monitor over here so that I can control the stream that's happening on that tertiary computer, which also means that if something happens where this machine goes down, that computer doesn't have a monitor hooked up to it. So the only way I can view it is remotely. So if I truly bork my computer, there's probably going to be an awkward amount of stream where the camera is on, the mic's on, the stream's live, but there's nothing I can do to stop it. Hopefully we don't get to that point. So what should we do as precautions before we go in? Because this is going to invariably involve me touching a lot of deep Windows system stuff that I probably shouldn't touch. Because I'm not going to use Stardock this time. I'm going to use this guide from winclassic.net that someone put together, that user Annex put together. And it says it works. It's intended for Windows 11 versions 21H2 to 23H2, and then on Windows 11 24H2, there's like an issue with the taskbar, so you can install a third-party taskbar, and I'm going to do that. I'm following this guide instead of using Stardock this time. So some precautions. I should definitely make a system restore point before I go any farther. I don't know what a system restore point actually touches. I know it doesn't like keep everything because that would be an unthinkable amount of stuff. I'm pretty sure it backs up critical Windows files. So what is a system restore point? I guess we'll just try that. All right, here, let's try Reddit. 6 years ago from the r/Windows subreddit. And it's deleted. And then someone licked the... Fine. Okay, we'll just look at the Wikipedia. System Restore is a feature in Microsoft Windows that allows users to revert their computer state, including system files, installed applications, Windows registry, and system settings to that of a previous point in time. First introduced in Windows Me, Windows Millennium Edition, which is the edition of Windows that I had growing up that I loved so much, despite it being objectively, I think, one of the worst Windows editions. Windows 8 definitely takes the cake for that one, with that start bar. But, so... Yada, yada, yada. Resources monitored. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Windows creates restore. I know it's like shadow copy, but the question is, what is it actually? Okay. What does a Windows system restore point actually, I'm also wicked burpy today. Yay, GERD. So that's fun. I'll cut those out of the real video. I can't do anything about them on the stream. Sorry. What does Windows restore point actually save? Blah, 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 blah. 11 forum. That's a good website. I apparently have looked at this link before. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't. Blah, 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 blah. Yada, yada, yada. Windows system files, program files, install desktop applications, Microsoft Stores app, install device drivers, Windows updates, registry, and system settings. I mean, it's not going to hurt, right? It's not going to hurt. I'm not going to be worse off for not, I'm not going to be worse off for doing it, I don't think. So let's just pop up in the start bar. You're going to see I've already got OpenShell up for my start menu. Which way? Oh, the camera's mirrored. That sucks. I've already got OpenShell installed. That's why my start bar is like this. I tend to keep that. So what happened was I had everything set up right, obviously, from those last videos, and I would never have undone that, but my SSD took a dive, I think a week ago, and I lost everything on my boot drive. Fortunately, as you can see from this list of drives, I have a lot of drives. All of my projects and stuff are not on the boot drive. Something I recommend doing too, if you're someone who makes stuff, is not to store everything on your C drive. But I did lose a lot, including all the customization, all my installed applications and stuff. Okay. So we'll just make a system restore point for drive C. Recommended restore. Oh no, oops, I hit system restore. Create. There we go. Before doing a bunch of crazy stuff. I probably could have named that more descriptively. But let's see. So make the restore point. Close it. And then fingers crossed that if we need that, it actually does the job. But hey, what's reinstalling Windows for the fifth time in a month? MBD. At this point, I've got it down to a science. At my old job when I was an IT manager for a hot second, we didn't have any way to actually manage deploying computers and like no imaging and deployment stuff. I'm not going to get into why, but we didn't have any. And so I created a batch script and an auto unattend file and made like little flash drives that would automatically install the computers, attach them to domain and stuff. And that was really cool because boy, howdy, does a Windows install take a lot of time. And then just recently when I had to go through it, I was really surprised by how much fucking stuff, by how much stinking stuff they try and sell you. Not only do you need OneDrive and a Windows account now, they try and sell you on Office, they try and sell you on all sorts of crap. I can't get rid of Copilot. The state of Windows now. We're only concerned about aesthetics today. Okay. So that guide from WinClassic, Annex. Here's a tutorial on how to use Windows Classic Theme and Classic Workflow on Windows 11. Number 1, install Classic Task Manager. So I did look at this beforehand. Let's just go ahead and open these. Enable Classic Theme, enable Classic UWP Fix, which I think is Universal Windows Programs. It's a framework that a lot of applications use, and apparently this can cause issues with it. And then there's a transparency fix. And apparently this guide has been updated. There used to be these other things that you would do, but now you can use a Windhawk mod. And I've messed only a little bit with Windhawk. It's a Windows modding thingy. So good thing to read through the instructions before you actually commit to anything. So let's just scroll through this. Okay, so I'll install these 3 Windhawk mods. Install Explorer Patcher. Do I already have Explorer Patcher installed? No. Okay. So I'll need Explorer Patcher 2. Open that up in a new tab. Got some registry files. What does this do? Old taskbar, skim in, blah, 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 blah. Touches a handful of stuff. Okay. Install shell extensions. Disable immersive context menus and or disable navigation bar from Windhawk Store. See, this kind of instruction doesn't bode well for me because I feel like this little side note might be something that's really annoying. I don't know what what is immersive context menus. Is that stupid thing where like the right-click menu has turned to garbage? Because I already disabled that with a registry tweak. On Windows 11, the standard right-click has like this stupid... Windows 11 is so Fisher-Price. It's like playing with a kid's toy. It's like baby's first operating system. It drives me crazy. I hate the way it looks. Is that what the immersive context menu is? Maybe just an image will help. New immersive context menu, classic. It's wider? Is width immersive now? What's different? Am I just not seeing? View, sort by refresh, paste shortcut, new, display settings personalized. Does it just mean wide? Does immersive just mean wide to Windows? Cool. Okay. Yeah, okay. Terminology issue regarding what is immersive. Yeah. Currently, the README says program disabled. These 20 different context menus. Okay, so that's what I thought. This person's calling this immersive. That's that standard Windows 11 terrible context menu that hides everything useful under this show more options. And this is the standard one. Sorry about that burp. It's Windows 7. Okay. So we might... I don't know if we'll need a fix for that because I already fixed it via registry tweak. On Windows 10, so install OpenShell, import the following registry file. Okay, skin options. There's a typo right here. That is not how you spell classic. I hope that's intended. Something fun to me about how all the little mistakes that get baked into stuff like that, these little very human things of like classic is misspelled, and maybe that is a reference to somewhere else that classic was misspelled and you can't touch it. I don't know. You got to get some DLLs, stick them in the OpenShell folder, to adjust the color schemes. I don't really want to unless they come out wrong. 3D borders and menus, modify the classic taskbar buttons. Jeez. Okay. It's going to be a ride. It's going to be a time. Oh. All right. From October 29th, 2021, I think Windows 11 is... Get out of here. I think Windows 11 is the best for classic theme now, says Peter, freshman member. 29 posts. Why don't I go ahead and jump, since this is a forum, why don't I jump ahead to the last page just to see, because I've been burned before, like when modding Skyrim, by not checking like the last page of forum comments to be like, oh, actually, I have fixed this thing that was a huge problem, and the only place I'm going to put it is in this comment, 20 deep in the thread. And that's not a dig on the people doing that work, because obviously the only reason that this is possible is because of an extremely dedicated community of super nerds making software, and I think that's really awesome. But I just want to make sure that there's not anything that I'd be missing. Yeah. I remember this being a problem with the Windows Explorer, trying to get the address bar to show up right. I don't really care about that icon. All right, fuck it. I guess we're doing it. All right. Top to bottom. Let's just make it happen. So what's the first step? Number 1, install Classic Task Manager. No link. I believe I can get that from WinArrow. Classic Task Manager. WinArrow Tweaks is a great app, too, for tweaking a lot of in-depth Windows settings. WinArrow Tweaker, sorry, has a lot of different things that you can change about Windows that you can't normally change about Windows. It can cause problems if you're not careful, but it's generally pretty well made. And a lot of this, as long as you don't do things that you don't know what you're doing, which this stream is going to be a lesson in. Okay. So I liked the Classic Task Manager anyway. I feel like I downloaded this the other day. Navigate to the following website, download Task Manager 10.zip. Win7games.com. Hell yeah. Love downloading software from win7games.com. And, oh yeah, I did already download this. Oopsie. I also love this. I don't know if this is some part where like things are being virus scanned or whatever, but like a download that just hangs out at complete. Okay. That. Why don't we pop that open? Yeah, protected my PC. Run it anyway. Uh-oh. Spawning over on my other monitor here. All right. Okay, desktop icon, yada yada. No, I don't want to look at Winera Tweaker or any of that stuff. Run it. So that's Task Manager 10. I hope I installed the right version because there's a couple ones. This is the Task Manager that I know and love. Almost. The Windows 10 Task Manager was better. The Windows 11 one is kind of dog shit. So if I Control-Shift-Escape, is that what's going to pop up now? Control-Shift-Escape. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, nothing happens. I need to restart? Is that... Let's see if I pop Task Manager from the Control-Delete menu. Yeah, that's less than ideal. All right, off to a great start. Classic Task Manager for Windows 11, Windows 10 version. Is built from files from Windows 11, 21H2. 24H2. It says it's compatible. Maybe we just need a restart. Maybe we've got to already do a restart to see that change. Let me just quickly pop over here and forgive me. Oh, hey, what's up, Side Character Quest? I just see you in the chat. Yeah, don't mind me. I am just doing some cleanup off stage over here on my other monitor. I've just installed the classic Task Manager. And I guess... Also, how did you find this? I didn't think you were on Blue Sky. Unless you happen to just stumble upon this naturally from the YouTube algo, which I hope you didn't. I don't really want this to hit the YouTube algorithm. Because I'm not really doing anything that interesting. Partially, the reason I'm streaming is so that there is a backup of this video in case things go catastrophically wrong. Also, on my end, it looks like it's lagging like crazy because I am remote desktoped into this other machine. So I hope the stream is working. I hope the recording is working. Oh, shit, I'm not even recording. Oh, no. Oh, nuts. There we go. Oops. Control-Shift-Escape. Give me that Task Manager. Nothing. Okay. Is there something that you... Maybe there is something that you have to do. Because, so this is... it sucks to get hung up right away. I'm just going to go ahead and restart my computer. And now I can't see the stream. So hopefully it's still running. Because, again, this is so weird. The computer I'm sitting in front of, all the monitors just went black because the streaming computer is not this one. And so I'm assuming that the screen just went black, and I'm assuming that everything will come back up as normal. It should intercept the video directly because I have a capture card going through this monitor. If this Task Manager thing, if this doesn't work, I can't move forward because when I was doing a little bit of pre-research for this, I did notice that in the Windhawk mods, enabling the classic theme through this convoluted route where we're going to be changing a lot of files directly does break Task Manager, which is a bit of a bad omen, I think, for like the kind of thing we're doing. But if it works, I mean, there's a lot of people that say it works. Okay, hey, that came back up. My monitors are back. I don't know what you're seeing. But let's see if I can remote connect back to Daddy, which is the name of the streaming computer. Yeah, there I am. It looks like we're still rolling. All right, cool. Perhaps we're back in business. What happens when I press Control-Shift-Escape? Control Shift Escape. Oh. It's probably just startup apps. Oh, man. Did I already fuck it up? Did I fuck it up on the first step? Like the pre-step of just simply downloading the Classic Task Manager? I really hope not. I wasn't going to go the Stardock route because everyone on Win Classic said that Stardock was a crapshoot. However, I am feeling disinclined to believe them because I'm already struggling. Da 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 da. Whoop. Phone's going off. Oh. My friend Lou is messaging me. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay, so I'm still not seeing, I'm waiting. So, annoyingly, my computer has a lot of stuff that starts on load that takes a while to load up, including like my audio routing stuff, Dante Via, VB Audio Matrix, and so I have to kind of wait a minute for everything to settle down. Here's the icon for the Task Manager. So it's on my machine. It's right there. It's loading up. It does work, but it cannot be invoked through Control Shift Escape. That's no bueno. That's not good. I can't live with that. And also, I said it does work. It does look like it does not work. Because, oh, get a UAC prompt. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's got the startup tab, performances, processes, everything. Okay. I used to have this, and it worked fine. Control Shift Escape. Mother Hubbard. Come on. Control Shift Escape. Control Alt Delete. Task Manager. Fuck me running. Okay. Not good. Oh, wait. Did I literally download the Windows? No, it's for Windows 11, Windows 10 version. Windows 7 like Task Manager for 10, 11, 12. What? I am thoroughly confused here. That's the 7 Task Manager. This is the 10 like Task Manager. Classic Task Manager. Control Shift. Shit. Control Shift Escape not working. Why? Right Control Shift Escape? I can't live with that because the whole thing is that it's like this. Well, no. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, hold on. Now I've opened the new Vivaldi window. Now Discord is opened automatically. Is it really taking that long for stuff on my computer to start? Already? This may be a fool's errand. This may very well be a fool's errand. Classic Task Manager cannot what do I go? Classic Task Manager not working. I don't like this. I don't like how this is going. I don't like how this is going one bit. I am having a bad time. Classic theme guide. Okay, get rid of some of these extra tabs. Install Classic Task Manager. All right, well, why don't we look at the first Windhawk mod, the main Windhawk mod we've got to worry about here. Okay. Classic theme by handle. Disables visual styles, effectively enabling the Windows Classic theme. This mod uses the method of closing access to the memory area where the theme is located. It is one of the multiple methods of enabling Windows Classic theme. This mod injects only in the process winlogon.exe and exits once the handle of the memory area is closed. It does not hook any functions. This mod affects only programs started after enabling this mod. It is not compatible with Windows 10 Task Manager. Before enabling the mode, install Classic Task Manager. Now, I'm running Windows 11. This is the website we went to get Classic Task Manager. But the one that we got was the... oh, boy. These are all reasons to go back to it. MS config for Win 10, 8. So it says it broke the Windows 10 version. So I need to get the Windows 7-like Task Manager instead? Do I need to uninstall the other one first? It's called Apps and Features now, right? Apps and Features, apps and features. Task Manager. Oh, okay. Ditch it. Goodbye. Are you sure you want to completely remove this and all of its components? All right. Gonzo. Now, can I Control-Shift-Escape my normal task? Yeah, it's back. Okay. So that was suppressing the Control-Shift-Escape hotkey, which is obviously less than ideal. Here we go. Let's grab that. Let's grab that. Let's try this Windows 8 version. See what that do. Come here. Next. 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 I don't want to visit your website. I'm already there. Finish. Okay. And even classicer Task Manager. This does not have the startup tab, so that's sucks a little bit. I mean, you can change those elsewhere, so it's not the world's worst thing. Control-Shift-Escape. Yes! Okay. Victory number 1. Task Manager. Good. Check off. Done. All right. Sweet. Got it. Got a Task Manager that seems to work. Control-Shift-Escape. Yeah, dog. We're in business now. Okay, we are cooking. And again, hopefully that system restore point comes to save our butt as things get crazier. Again, this is not going to be the most compelling stream to watch. This is me trying to go through this process and trying to have something to say, but also the more I talk, the less I think. I'm not the kind of... I don't really think out loud, which is... I think... I always want to stream stuff, but I'm not the kind of person who like talks out loud while I'm thinking. I cannot focus and speak at the same time. And so it's a little bit difficult for me to make this super compelling, which is why I much prefer to be edited. Okay, got our Classic Task Manager. Now let's go ahead and let's start using Windhawk. Let's just dive right in. Windows Classic Theme. Enable Classic Theme. Classic Theme by handle. We got to get ourselves a copy of Windhawk. Windhawk is a Windows mod injection software that hooks into various things and lets you fuck with them. Basically. I wasn't going to swear on this stream, but it's already... we're already well behind us. Oh. All right. Got it right there. Please select language. English. Standard installation. Portable installation. You know what? I don't need you to write to the registry. Do I? Ty says, editing is for fools and liars. So is swearing. I know. Yeah, all right, fuck it. I'm going to install it. Oops, all right, stink it. I'm going to install this for all users. Go ahead, mess with my registry. I don't care. I made a restore point. I don't want any shortcuts, though. Start menu shortcut. That's fine. Windhawk! I'm also pretty nervous that I will, at some point, expose something on my software, or like my screen share here, that will, like, dox me or something. Don't know what that'll be. I need to water my plants. You can't see this, but they're right next to me in the window, and that soil is looking dry. All right, open Windhawk. So this is an application that lets you mess around with things you probably shouldn't mess around with. There's loads of mods. It's actually really cool. I messed around with it a bit when I was initially doing my Windows 95 setup, and it was very fun. Oh, God, I would hate that. Taskbar volume control. Control the system volume by scrolling over the taskbar. Every time I'd accidentally have my mouse on the bottom of the taskbar and scroll to change the volume, that would cause so many problems. Anyway, Ty says, you're installing that for me? I don't know what you mean. Don't know what you meant by that specifically there, Ty. Okay. Enable classic theme by handle method. The thing I don't remember is how to... Now that I have this... That button's not going to change. Maybe this button will open in the app. Nope. Nope, just downloaded it again. All right. How do I do it from in here? Let's maximize. Let's explore. Classic theme. Bop, 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 bop. Enable classic theme by handle method. 164 users. 5 stars. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's also classic theme enabled with extended compatibility, supports remote desktop sessions. That's interesting because I do use remote. I am currently using remote desktops. Hey, Regan Joshua. What's up? I am installing, I am trying to make Windows 11 look like Windows Millennium Edition or Windows 2000. I used to have it that way. In my videos for my main channel, Wicked Interesting, and actually, I should keep this open in a tab so that I can reference it again. I had made my computer look like Windows 95. And I kind of built like all of my channel's branding for Wicked Interesting around Windows 95. Like even everything down to like the logo, the way I was doing thumbnails. It's all built on like that aesthetic because I love it. Because for me, this is the last time that computers looked fun. Like when I was a kid, this is what computers looked like. And back then, my association with computers was this infinite portal to a world of things that I could play with and explore and things to create with. And now I hate the way that Windows 11 looks. It's like Fisher-Price Windows. It's like toddler software. And I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just being too harsh. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I liked it better when it looked the old way. And I sit at this thing all day, every day, doing my job. And so I want it to be joyful and fun to look at. So I am following this guide from winclassic.net, which is kind of this amazing community of extreme nerds that have been trying to make Windows look old since Windows started looking less old than it does now. They've been trying to, you used to be able to enable this classic theme just by like disabling all the extra layers of theming that Microsoft stacked on top of each other. But they did away with that in the way that Windows 11 works. I think it might have even been like a late edition of Windows 10. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to do a better video about this and talk sort of about the history and the development of the Windows interface. And this stream is like basically B-roll for that video and like documenting the process. So this is kind of me gathering raw footage for a bigger video I'm working on about Windows classic theme and making your computer look fun and just a bunch of different things about that. So I'm going through the process of following this guide from WinClassic to make my computer look old. And I've just installed Windhawk, which lets you hook into some system things and do stuff. I'm actually not entirely sure what Windhawk is. I'm pretty sure it's a patcher. It like will let you run stuff, code that people have configured that will hook deep into the Windows system processes and mess things up. Really mess them up for you. Ty says, it's important to make stuff you use all the time nice for yourself. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is completely impractical, but it serves to make me feel joyful, and also it helps the branding of Wicked Interesting, because, like, the whole impetus behind that channel was stuff I find interesting. And so having lost that, all that theming work I did, I lost it when my SSD died like a week ago, and I had to reinstall Windows. And I was like, well, I don't think I'm going to do that all again. And here I am. So, classic themes still seems to be native to Windows. Essentially, this mod disables themes, and this in turn reactivates the default behavior of Windows, which is actually classic theme. So that was sort of what I was saying before. I don't think that that's true anymore, which makes me want to see when this was last updated. October 12th, 2024. Well, I'm on Windows 11 24H2. I should probably Yeah, I'll do the other one first because this even says if you already used classic theme enable mod earlier, you don't need to read blah, 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 blah. You can just replace the previous mod with the current version. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm having flashbacks to modding Skyrim, right? Where you're like, is this going to break this? Are these mods compatible? It's basically that, but with Windows. We're modding Windows today. Enable classic theme by handle method. This is the one that was linked to in the guide from Win Classic that was put together by Annex, my hero. 2,423 posts. I've got to enable classic theme, UWP fix, and transparency fix. And then I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of other fixes I got to do manually. But let's just go ahead and fire it off. Proceed with care, accept the risk, and install. We made a system restore point before we did anything. I Googled what those actually store. And hopefully it's enough to restore things because it's the registry, a lot of Windows system files, things like that. But I don't know if it will cover everything that we end up breaking with this. So, all right. I just hit install. Maybe should have read this before I did that. Windows Classic Theme not compatible with Windows 10 Task Manager. That's what I just spent time getting to work. Boom. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. It's already started working. Oh, wait. Okay, so wait. If I pop open an Explorer window. Okay, not quite. But this one, I mean, obviously kind of fugly. The borders are not right. But that's progress. What about something like Notepad or Calculator? Is that nope? Okay, so that still looks Windows 11-y as well. But the Task Manager doesn't. Okay. Well, let's see. All right, so we installed the Task Manager. It'll make UWP apps, install classic UWP mod fix. We got to do that. We'll do the transparency thing. Explorer frame fixes for Win 11.22 H2. Ty says you edged into a really cool character voice when you started saying I should probably. I don't even know what I sounded like in that moment. Probably. Hey, Sly, install the patches on your computer. Hey, Sly, try not to mess with any system DLLs or else you'll have a bad time. And have to reinstall Windows for the 6th time this month. Ow. Explorer frame fixes for Windows 11.22 H2 Plus. Yeah. Why don't we just, I'll leave those there and drag this up there so I have that for reference. So we enable classic theme by handle. So that was installed. Let's do the classic UWP fix. Let's just install these things and see what happens. We'll just do it in order from the guide before I mess with anything else because it's better to follow instructions than it is to deviate from them. At least from the jump, maybe. So here's our next mod, classic UWP fix. That's probably not going to be anything. This fixes UWP apps getting stuck at the splash screen when using the classic theme. Let me see if Dante Via still opens because that's pretty crucial to my workflow. The Windows key is no longer opening the start menu. Okay. Stuff's happening. Dante Via. Let's make sure that works. When I was using StarDock, also this doesn't have rounded corners. Did I finally get rid of rounded corners? I fucking hate them. Oh no, this still has rounded corners. Okay. Calculator. Okay. I don't know what apps are UWP. It's Universal Windows Presentation or Universal Windows something. Well, I made a Windows app once, and I didn't use UWP. I used WPF frameworks things. I could tell you more about it, but I don't remember enough right off the top of my head. I intend, again, like I was saying before, to put a lot of this into a fully furnished video that contains a lot of research and deeper information about like the history of these things. This is just an exploratory time. But it's very hard to read and talk at the same time. This mod includes a subset of functionality of the mod DWN blah, 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 blah. Windows Photo Viewer and some dialogues. Okay, so we'll have to see if that works. What's the next step in our guide? Windows Classic Theme. Enable Classic Theme, Classic UWP, blah, blah. Install Classic Theme, Classic UWP Fix, and Classic Theme Transparency Fix. Classic Theme, UWP, and transparency. Awesome. We are there. Install Explorer Patcher. All right. So that is our next step. Step 7. Go to this GitHub. I have messed with Explorer Patcher before, and it caused me problems. So this is definitely a time when, yeah, we do not recommend using the Explorer Patcher taskbar on work and mission critical machines. Microsoft's monthly cumulative and security updates can cause Explorer to be unstable or fail to start at all if Explorer Patcher has not been updated accordingly. Yeah, see, that does make me really hesitant because I'm avoiding going the Stardock route, which is this software that I already own that I paid for from Stardock that lets you customize Windows. But this has so many compatibility problems, and it's kind of a bear, and it's kind of unwieldy and not programmed super well. It leaves behind detritus when you take it off, and it can mess things up. So again, I'm avoiding that. But it would be so much simpler. Oh, but I'm worried about installing Explorer Patcher because I don't want to have to deal with that. What does this seem to do? Old taskbar, yada, 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 yada. I'm actually just going to go ahead and skip this because I think I can do what this wants without installing Explorer Patcher itself. Because I'll just install I'll just use RetroBar, which is a different taskbar, because I'm pretty sure that's the reason we need this. RetroBar is a different thing. It's a taskbar replacer that gives you sort of the classic Windows taskbar. You can get like a Windows XP style or a Windows 95 style. The only thing that's annoying about it is yet another thing that needs to start with your computer when your computer starts. So it slows down your boot up time. My boot up time is already severely compromised because of how many different things that I have to start up to get our AOIP network going with Dante Via and VB Audio Matrix and all of that stuff. So I think it'll be NBD. I'll just pop that tab open for now. So I'm skipping that step with Explorer Patcher. Foreshadowing for when this ruins everything in the future. Okay. Classic Theme Explorer Lite. Maybe you need it to make the Windows Explorer look this way. I'm not sure. Install OpenShell and import the following registry file. I already got OpenShell. So what is this doing? Skin options. There's some hex codes. Skin C1 Classic Skin. So I'm guessing these are just colors and things. So I can open my OpenShell settings here. I think I can, again, I think this is something that I can do on my own. Customize taskbar. Taskbar look opaque. Yeah, these are definitely just colors and these sorts of things. I can handle that myself. I don't need to import your registry file. I don't love doing things that I don't understand. And I'd rather look at that and see more deeply what it's doing. Put the patch file, start menu DLL for OpenShell into the OpenShell folder, replacing the existing ones. For patching instructions, see the post by valid. Okay, so not that. Oops, there was an error. What is this? Why there's so many links? Is one of these going to work? Oops. Yeah, those are all errors. So forget about that. Oh, cool. Delete, backspace. How do I close multiple tabs? Right click? Yeah, close, 7. Sweet. It's probably bad that I'm deviating from the guide, but I don't know. I bet you, I wonder if, yeah. Yeah, see, I know what I'm doing is installing sketchy stuff from the internet, and that's like the point. This just, I don't like that. This is too opaque for me. I need that to change color schemes. Blah, blah, blah. Control, delete. I'm going to go to the logon screen and back. Oh, okay. So we need to make that change. So let's pop open regedit. Let's get our hands dirty. Oh. Regedit. Let's get our fingers in that Windows registry. Get them all sticky with keys. So look at that. So this spawned in a silly little window with a silly border and disabled theming, but it ain't quite right. And Windows Explorer still isn't. Wonder if I close every Windows Explorer window and then open it. No, still that. I think that it's things that are like, Windows did do something different because like you can see, registry editor here is square. It's squared off. It's got no theme on it. But Windows Explorer does. There is some different pipeline that these things go through. And I don't know what that is. Okay. Delete or rename this registry key. H key, local machine. Okay, let me just scroll down. H key, local machine, software, Microsoft Windows, current version. Blah, 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 blah. Local machine, software, Microsoft Windows, Microsoft. I love popping up in the registry because it's fun to just see both how organized and how much of a mess everything is behind the scenes. Because this is, the source of so many different settings and pieces of information and variables and things that your computer needs to reach into and grab from time to time to know how to handle stuff. And it's really fun to just see the absolute depths of it all. Default colors, I do not see, actually. So I think, yeah, I don't think we have to worry about this. Local machine, software. So if I just type in Microsoft, Windows, current version, /themes, / oh, yeah, I didn't go into the themes folder. Oops. Default colors, / standard. We're just going to go ahead and rename that key to not standard. And that should handle that. I should make notes of what I've done here so that I don't lose track. Bop, bop. I got my notepad popped open here, and boy, okay. Oop. Sorry, give me just a second. This is pretty broken. So, Notepad is being affected by some of the things we've done. As you can see, the close Windows buttons are gone from the top right. All of the control buttons are gone, and the tabs are certainly in the way. Oh, you can kind of see them appear faintly up in the corner if I grab a tab like I'm going to rearrange it. This tabbed browsing definitely is breaking something. At least I can still close it via the tab. All right, so renamed to not standard. Control. Oh, for a second, because it auto-named the dock for a split second, I thought I was accidentally overwriting something in the registry. Yeah, we'll just save this on the desktop. Change log. Did you know there's actually a trick you can do with Windows? Let me see. Text file logging Windows special name. There's a thing you can do. If you name a text file, I used to know. There's a specific thing you can name it. And then every time you open it, it will create a new line with a timestamp for you. And then you just save it, close it. And then every time you open it, it does that. So it's like an easy way to make logs over time. And it's built straight into Windows. It's very cool. I just can't remember exactly how you do it. But it was really neat. You know what? I'm just going to ask Google Gemini, which don't shame me. Gemini.google.com, because I know this is a thing. In Windows, you can name a text file a certain thing, and every time you open it, it will make a new time-stamped log line for you. What is the procedure for doing this? And we'll let that cook for a second while I gather my thoughts. We've got retro bar. We've got, let's see, how far down do we get into this? Delete and rename. If we want 3D borders and menus, go ahead and import the following reg file. Choose your current control panel. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add that manually. That was it. .log on the very first line. That's the trick. I don't know why that didn't turn up in the Google search. So we'll just go ahead and do .log, enter, and we'll save that, and then I'll close it. And now, if I open that wherever it might have gone to, changelog. Here, if I drag it over here. If I open that, see how I just created a new line, 9/30/2025, 15/27. That is right now. So every time, and then if I typed, pooped my pants, oops, save it, close it, open it, another time-stamped line right there. Pretty cool. All you have to do that is add .log to the top of any text file, any .txt file. Pretty neat. Handy little feature. All sorts of weird stuff baked into the background of Windows Kind of like how you can't name a file con. There's a lot of stuff like that. Tom Scott has a great video about a few of them from how names like that used to get passed to devices to call up device drivers. Okay. If you want 3D borders and menus, import the following reg file. Let's pop open that registry. H key, current user. We'll navigate there this way. H key, current user, control panel, desktop. And then we want user preferences mask. Here's that key already there. And then 9E. Yeah, come on. 9E. Oh, is that not how? Yeah, there we go. Modify. 9E. 1E. 05. 80. 12. 01. 0000. I think. 9E, 1E, 05, 80, 12, 01, 0000. Let's do it. So that should be 3D menus, allegedly. 3D borders and menus. What does that mean, though? 3D borders and menus. Is it going to be like... Well, no, because see, these are all still the same. Okay. Let's simply press on. Maybe you do need Explorer Patcher. Oh, maybe you do need Explorer Patcher. I don't want that, though. Oh, am I going to have to do that? All right, well... Explorer Patcher replace the Windows 7 command bar in Explorer windows instead of the ribbon. Alternatively, install this Windhawk mod. I would rather do that because it's just simpler to manage. If you prefer 3D looking taskbar icons, install a classic taskbar Lite. You ever get like really deep into something and then you're suddenly like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore? kind of what I'm feeling at this time. Forgive me. What do I do next? Oh my God. Okay. All right, fine. Fine, we'll get Explorer Patcher. Oh. The thing about it, like having breaking changes with cumulative and security updates, really isn't ideal for me. How unstable is Explorer Patcher? Let's see what the internet has to say. Yeah, you know what? I think this might not be worth it. I think it might not be worth it to go this route. I think it might actually be better to go through the StarDock way, because if a Windows security update is going to cause like a game-breaking bug in my machine, I can't use this machine. That's not... Security isn't something you should so knowingly compromise so deeply. And those Windows security updates are important. That's how they get response to new malware and stuff into Windows Defender. Windows Defender, at this current point in time, is a good enough antivirus that you do not need an additional antivirus. However, that's pretty dependent on keeping it up to date. And I'm not about to not install security updates just so I can have my computer look the way I want. I'm going to go ahead, actually. Let's just... I've never actually used System Restore, so rather than go back and undo the things we did, I'm going to use a restore point. I've never done it. And then we're going to go back and we're going to do it the StarDock way, which still does involve a lot of other tweaks and a lot of other changes. But I'm going to go back to StarDock Window Blinds 11, and I will just deal with those compatibility issues because I've already troubleshot that once. And boy, the like Win Classic forums are very cool. There's a lot of stuff here There's a lot of people that will tell you not to use Stardock. Like, I think if I search Stardock, I'm probably, well, the search feature here is kind of dog shit. Stardock window blinds Win Classic. When I was looking at this before, I had found a lot of comments saying that people in the Win Classic community saying that Stardock window blinds is a nightmare because it leaves stuff behind. It's like a messy install and all of that kind of stuff. And like I was talking about that earlier in the stream too. However, I think that this might be less unstable than installing Explorer Patcher and all that other stuff that can cause a lot of problems. Like, at least these problems are familiar and they don't require me to not get Windows security updates. You know what I mean? So why don't we go ahead and I'm going to use a system restore point, which is something I've never done. System restore. All right. Here we go. Choose a different restore point. Next. Before doing a bunch of crazy stuff. Next. And finish. Yeah. I don't know why this is making me nervous. I've just never used System Restore, and I inherently don't trust it. But we'll just see what happens. Preparing to restore your system. And it's gone. Da da da. Da da da. This is not my primary monitor, so you can't see the little restarting, spinning thing on the other side, but it is rebooting. I recognize this is not the most engaging live stream that one could watch. It's mostly me bloviating about nothing and then staring at a black screen. Please wait while your Windows files and settings are being restored. System Restore is initializing. I don't know how long this will take. I have grander plans, as I've said a couple of times. I want to make a video about the history of the communities around modding Windows, because Windows ostensibly doesn't want you to do it. Windows doesn't even have good theming support. You can pick an accent color. Windows gives you that. They're like, you can have a color that you like, and we'll show it some places, sometimes, but you can't really customize beyond that. And people being people have wanted to customize it. I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of people using Rainmeter to make really cool custom desktops and stuff with animation and all sorts of little elements and clocks and widgets and docks and things like that. I messed with that too. Rainmeter is very cool. But as far as like theming the actual application interface, like everything that you use, there are very few options. Currently, to my knowledge, there are two. One of them is that incredibly convoluted route that I started going down that I thought this stream would be about, which is following the instructions on the Win Classic forum. Because I guess that felt like the right way to me. Because, like, I don't know. Stardock is like a packaged up software to make it simple for you to do this. And this is like, Win Classic is like the army of super nerds who really know their stuff that are like, no, you got to do this, 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 and this. And they understand how everything is hooking into everything else. And I don't have that level of understanding of Windows. And I don't know if I want to have that level of understanding. No, I do. I do want to understand it that deeply. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, man. I just want the system restore to finish. It's taking forever. Please wait while your Windows files are being restored. System is restoring the registry. It'll be interesting to see what happens after this, too. You just seen a blank screen? See my mouse? What was I? Oh, I want to make a video about, like, the community that has sprung up around trying to mod Windows and make it moddable, because it's fascinating. There's a lot of clever workarounds that people have come up with. Like, again, like we pointed out earlier a couple of times, there's basically just disabling the theme that Windows itself is applying to all of your Windows. And that's like sort of what we were seeing remnants of on the System Restore dialog and like the notepad and things when I popped those open. You could see what it looked like without a theme underneath that sort of ugly bluish boxes. I kind of anticipated it looking more like Windows 95 or Windows Me when you disable the themes, but I guess that's what the rest of the customization was for. And then again, like Windows Explorer wasn't affected. My browser notably wasn't affected. Things aren't as simple as they used to be. It is still restoring the registry, by the way, and I can't see the chat. Maybe I can see the chat if I load it up on my phone, because I'm streaming from a computer that I'm not in front of. Not that I think there's anything happening in the chat. Kind of hope that no one's watching. If you are watching me right now, I'm sorry. This is me gathering footage for the future video. It's probably going to be... I've been watching a lot of Action Button reviews with Tim Rogers, and he does these really long-form, hyper-articulate essays that I adore. And they're all very sort of self-indulgent. Like, they're ostensibly about the games that he is talking about. Like, I watched this 6-hour Tokimeki Memorial video, and it was one of my favorite pieces of media I've consumed in a long time. But it's kind of, it's lit a fire in me to make something similar. Not necessarily 6 hours about an obscure Japanese video game dating simulator from 1994, but to take that kind of a personal lens to something like theming your computer. To take a look at all of the trouble that people are willing to go through just to make their Windows machine look the way they want it to, for whatever reason that is. Oh, there I am on this. Oh, God. How do I mute this? Okay. I don't know. Hopefully the chat will still go even while it's paused. Oh, gosh. I have no idea what I'm doing. Again, I'm still just sitting here. Please wait while your Windows files and settings are being restored. I can't even switch like the camera to show you because the computer that I'm streaming from doesn't have a monitor. So I have to wait till this is done, remote desktop into Daddy over there, and then use MSTSC remote desktop to end the stream. Yeah, so Side Character Quest says, you can have a color, or maybe a color that is close to the color you want. Blank screen with mouse, yeah. Yeah, that's where we're at. Oh, I can like my own live stream. Dink. I think the chat did pause. Go, gosh. I'm watching a lot of Action Button reviews, and he takes a very personal lens to the way he reviews games, talking about like the context in his own life that he experienced them, the people that he knew at the time that were talking about them. Like in the Doom review, he talks about like these kids that would sit with him at lunch, and they were effectively preventing him from being. But like it's this like taking a piece of media or some piece of culture or something, and really analyzing it through your personal experiential lens. And I want to do that with Windows and Windows customization as best as I can, and sort of get into the history of the design of the Windows graphical user interface. Because I'm sure lots of people spent lots of time picking out all the little things about it. Like, I love it. I love the way the corners look. I love the stupid 3D border, the like 1 pixel wide, and it sucks I don't have a computer, so I can't show you anything. It's just like a little me in the corner. The way that the corners, like go look up a screenshot of Windows 95 and like a window, and a really high quality one, and blow it up so big and just look at the corners of each of the windows where they intersect. It is like 1 pixel of, gosh, I can't remember. There's like 1 pixel of black, 1 pixel of white. The top left and the top and left have a white rim. The bottom and right have a dark gray rim and then a black rim, and then there's a light gray rim. The way they do it to make it look 3D is so subtle, and it's only a single pixel wide, and then I think 2 pixels of standard gray before getting into the rest of it. And I did like a deep dive into analyzing the graphical elements of it when I was making all the channel branding for Wicked Interesting. And I just really fell in love with it. It's simple. It's very simple. But there's like a lot of little detail, like the way they made everything 3D. The little hashed borders when you have a button selected. The way that the icons look, just everything about it. It had such a style that is really nostalgic to me. And I think a lot of people. This is an exceptionally boring stream. I wonder what happens if I swing here. I wonder if I swing this around if you'll see it. Oh, I don't think that's going to work. So that's probably the background remover is probably going to destroy this. But I have to point it at here long enough that I can see it on my screen. So whatever the delay is, this is what that's going to be. Oh, I have been sent something on Discord. Come on. Man, the delay on YouTube streams is quite a while because I am not seeing the window. Oh, I'm not live. There we go. Oh, wow. So that's just black. Oops. Sorry about that. I guess I'll put the camera back. Again, I literally can't even stop the stream until it comes back online. So we're stuck here. It's kind of incredible it's taking this long to restore the registry. I wonder if it's going to fail. And then what do? Do I reinstall Windows? I literally can't end the stream. I'm stuck here. I could crawl, I guess I could crawl under the desk. I could do that. I could crawl under the desk and I could unhook this monitor and I could hook this monitor into that computer and then control it. And I could move my mouse and keyboard as well. But I bet you by the time I get through all of that, this will have come back. So I am effectively trapped right now inside of my own stream because this computer I can't do anything with, and it's not the one running it. So I'm live with no way to turn it off. Hi, I'm Mason. I just noticed because I have it up on my phone here so that I can at least see the chat on a delay. I see that our view counter suddenly jumped up to 6 after it's been at like 1 the whole time. So hi, 4 or 5 people that just joined in to watch a little man you don't know in the corner of the screen. Oh, and goodbye. I see it drop down to 3, which presumably is my phone, side character quest, and some unsuspecting person who is maybe stuck here. Side character quest says, "Is this Black Mirror?" I don't know. Is it? I'm trapped inside a YouTube Live. At least it's not an Instagram reel, I guess. I really thought this would go different. I didn't anticipate that this would end up being me stuck here. I wonder if I wonder if the laptop. I wonder if I could get into this computer remotely using the laptop. This sucks. Welcome to Dork in a lab coat sits in front of a black screen, and we could do Pictionary. I could draw pictures with my mouse, and you could try and guess what it is. All right, what am I drawing? If you guessed Mickey Mouse, you're correct. This sucks. Literally trapped in a stream, can't end the stream, can't do anything. Please wait while your Windows files and settings are being restored. System Restore is restoring the registry. And I know there's a lot of stuff in the registry, but surely it doesn't take this long. I think I screwed something up. Or System Restore always takes. How long does System Restore usually take? Hey Siri. Oh no, don't actually, Siri. I don't, how long System Restore help trapped while streaming? 20 to 45 minutes. 20 to 45. I'm not going to be trapped in here for 20 minutes. I gotta get the laptop. I gotta get something. Hey, Beans, do you know where the laptop is? Or actually, can I use your computer to remote into the computer running this stream so I can end it? Yeah. I'm just trapped in a black box. I'm stuck for 20 to 45 minutes. If you can remote in, so I don't know what you're gonna see because again I can't even see the video. This is my partner over here. Say hi, Brooke. Hi. Oh, is this Daddy? Is this the remote? Yeah. So can you go to OBS in the bottom corner? And then, yeah. Oh, amazing. Great. Now, goodbye, everyone. I fucked this up. This video is going to get deleted. Can you just hit stop streaming and stop recording?